So I recently had the fortune to visit Copenhagen, Denmark, and never before have I walked into a city and felt so at home. Granted, everyone was speaking a language I didn't understand, I wasn't with my family and had no idea of how to get to the hotel, but it still felt just right. And you want to know why? The Danes are very good at something that I am a huge fan of, and if you've watched any of my other videos on this channel, you might know what it is. Bicycle! They're very, very good at bicycling. Everyone in Copenhagen bicycles. Parents push their little children in cargo bikes with huge big trunk spaces and seats on the front. Women bike around in high heels. Also, men do too. I was there during the Copenhagen Pride Parade, which was wicked cool. People are biking in suits. Triathlons were happening. Everybody was biking. So of course, my family had to rent some bikes too. And most of my time in Copenhagen was spent just biking around, seeing the sights, looking at interesting people, sniffing around for good food. Copenhagen is built around several canal areas, and one of my favorite nights of the trip, my family was just biking around. We were looking for a restaurant my mom had read about in one of her guidebooks, couldn't find it, so we just gave up on that and we're biking around smelling, hoping we'll come across something good, and I smelled pizza. Now I, as a general rule, don't like pizza, but this pizza was phenomenal. It was one of the few places that we went into that no one spoke English, so my sister, using her iPod with a Danish English translator on it, tried to order us something, I don't know what, but we ended up just getting some plain cheese marguerite pizzas, which again, generally I would hate, because I figure why eat a pizza plain when you could put veggies on it? The answer is that pizza place. If you're ever in Denmark, go to Tony's Pizza. Address located here. So good. Another thing my family really likes doing when we go to a foreign country is sampling the local candy bar fare. So we would always grab as many different candy bars as we could. We would walk into a convenience store and just grab them all. Get a lot of weird looks from the cashier, of course. And then over the trip we would eat them, and boy were they good. My favorite though was this chocolate filled with hazelnuts. Hazelnuts are up there on my top 10 list of foods, especially when they're in other things, or gently flaked on top. Anyway, back to Copenhagen and how awesome their bicycling is. 80% of the people in the city of Copenhagen bike regularly, and over half use it as their major mode of transportation to work or school or university. There were so many different types of bikes. I had the most bike envy I've ever felt. There were old school sit-up bikes, tandems, cargo bikes, bike taxis, racing bikes, mountain bikes, and so many bikes with just so much character. People use their bikes in the same way we use cars here in America. The city of Copenhagen is incredibly supportive of the biking culture as well. I'm not 100% sure on the historical context of it, but I think one of their past queens actually instilled this biking culture. In the roadways, the biking lane is nearly as big and sometimes bigger than the car lane. All of the street lamps are specifically designed with bikers in mind. Instead of just flashing from red to green when it's time to go, they'll flash yellow in between so the bikers have time to get their foot up on the pedal and start going. At times during rush hour, there's more bicycle traffic than car traffic. I think it's really important to look at Copenhagen as a role model. As far as I'm concerned, they've set the standard for the kind of place I want to live. Not only is it better for the environment to get all those cars off the road, but it's also healthier. I have never wanted to move to a place so much as I want to move to Copenhagen. It's gorgeous, filled with so much history and culture, but what really draws me is the bicycling. I want to live somewhere where it's faster to the bike than to drive. Lucky for them, unlike where I live, it's pretty flat, but still, I think this could be implemented elsewhere. Anyway, in case you're curious about anything that I said that sounded vaguely fact-like, chances are it came from this book, which is written by Miss Van Man. It's all about the cycling culture in Copenhagen. On a side note, I just watched the first episode of Alphas. Shows I'm going to be chain watching. Anywho, I'm going to go watch another episode of Alphas. I hope you guys are all having lovely days, weeks, months, years. So, bye! And here's some more footage that I just didn't have anything else to say about.